हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, इंडिया एक नए दौर से गुजर रहा है। ये स्टार्टअप्स का दौर है, यूनिकॉर्न्स का दौर है और शायद अब एक नीड आ गई है कि हमको बिजनेस को बिल्कुल अलग तरीके से पढ़ना है, उसको समझना है। बहुत सारे नए बी स्कूल्स आ रहे हैं, लेकिन एक बी स्कूल बहुत चर्चा में है जिसका नाम है मास्टर्स खूब सारे स्टूडेंट्स हमको रिक्वेस्ट भेज रहे थे कि सर मास्टर्स यूनियन से किसी न किसी को यहाँ पे बुलाइए एंड टेक अस इंटरव्यू। तो हमने सोचा व्हाई नॉट कॉल डायरेक्टर ऑफ यूजी प्रोग्राम मिस स्वाति गनेती डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम मास्टर्स यूनियन ओवर हियर एंड लेट मी आस्क स्ट्रेट टफ क्वेश्चंस इन दिस सीधी बात एपिसोड, जहां पर हम आपके क्वेश्चंस पूछने वाले हैं मिस स्वाति गनेती से। Good evening and a very warm welcome each and everyone on SuperGrads YouTube channel. As they say, this is new age of new age careers, where new startups are mushrooming up and really new B schools are also coming into the picture. A lot of things are happening in and around in the B school world. Today, we have amongst us someone who is in the buzz these days. We have Miss Swati Ganeti, UG Director of Masters Union, and we also have one of a very special student. She is here for one purpose. We are going to state that purpose to you guys. Miss Divyanshi Gupta over here. A very warm welcome, Swati, and a very warm welcome, Divyanshi.
Thank you, Rahul.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Before introducing you, let me ask something which is very crucial. What is Masters Union? Because everybody is asking this question in and around. So if you can start with a briefing of the institution right away.
Yeah, no, Masters Union is an educational institute in its true sense, which offers two flagship programs. So we have 1-year PGP program in tech and business management, and we have a 4-year undergrad program in tech and business management. And in both our programs, what we're trying to do is build the future leaders in the business domain, right? So that is what the two offerings are.
All right. So, there is a lot of hue and cry everywhere about Masters Union. Many people are calling it elephant in the house. So we are going to look into that aspect of Master Union. But before that, let me draw your attention towards something which was very crucial for SuperGrads. So one of our students, Ms. Divyanshi Gupta, won a prize, Masters Union, the CEO Challenge. And she is one among 6,500 students who won this particular prize. And man himself, Mr. Ashni Rover, exactly awarded her with a check of rupees 5 lakh rupees. Divyanshi, if you can throw some light on the spread of events that exactly happened that point of time.
Sure, sir. So thank you so much for inviting me here. And so it was the All India CEO Challenge, where grade 11 students and grade 12 students participated. And there were a total of 6,500 applications. So the round one started somewhere mid-December, where we had to solve a business simulation each day for 7 consecutive days of the week, which was in an MCQ format. It was like a quiz for the brands like Myntra or Amazon or Netflix. So they had some business challenges and we had to solve them in the MCQ format.
All right.
So the students who answered most answers correct, and also it was like fastest finger first, who gave the answers so quickly, the 450 of them made it to round two, where in round two, there's a brand called Open Secret, which gives healthy alternative options for the snack domain. So the Open Secret already has about 600 products in its portfolio, but we had to come up with a new one, a new snacking option, which is the best fit for teenagers who are facing obesity.
All right.
So that was round two, and we had to submit all our plan in a 2-minute long video, where we had to explain what is our product, how is it beneficial, what is the pricing strategy, marketing strategy, or who should be the brand ambassador. All of the key points were to be discussed in that 2-minute long video.
And followed by that, you went to the third round and after that, right?
Yeah, so this was round two, and the top 18 students from round two made it to round three, where we had to pitch our own business idea, whether we have been executing it or just a new idea. We had to think for it, and all the 18 students had amazing ideas, maybe real estate in VR format, or flippable jackets made from plastic bottles, or there were amazing ideas by all of the students. And I also pitched my edtech startup skill before degree, which teaches Vedic math. So I pitched that idea. I worked with Swati ma'am and and also the PGP students there. They helped me refine my pitch, and we worked on my pitch for 1 week. And then on the final day, on 29th of January, we pitched in front of Ashneer sir, and then we were graded on the basis of our pitch.
Congratulations, you have made us proud. You have made entire SuperGrads team proud. Thank you, Masters Union, for recognizing one of our student. And definitely, it's a great feat for all of us. I mean, the entire SuperGrads team and Top Rankers team. Over here, Miss Swati is also here to answer some very tough questions that I have collected from my students right away. And thank you, Divyanshi, for taking out time for us from your I know very busy schedule. You may be preparing for boards right away. You may be preparing for the entrances also. So you can carry on with your preparations right now, and we'll continue with the interview part.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we'll start this particular episode by introducing Miss Swati. Miss Swati Ganeti leads undergraduate program at the Masters Union, a premium B school founded by alumni of Harvard, Stanford, and Wharton. She is an alumni of IIT Delhi and MBA from Wharton School, US. In her 10 years of work experience spanning across corporates and startups, Swati has worked for US-based management consulting firm Bain and has been chief of staff at White Hat Junior. A very warm welcome over here. And so, as I introduced earlier as well, and there has been a lot of talk in the town around Masters Union, and you recently initiated with a UG program. So, my question is not related to UG program in particular, but a question being raised by one of my students. What was the need of technology blending with management?
Yeah, no, I keep telling, and it's a joke that it happens only in India where we have integrated programs which are BTech plus MBA,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we see so many of our relatives and parents telling us कि बेटा BTech कर लो फिर MBA कर लेना, and that's what happened with me. I went to IIT Delhi, did my BTech, then
Right.
did an MBA,
All right.
right? But I think today, right, when you become a business leader, it is very important for you to know technology because any business is going to be a tech business today, right?
Right.
Whether you look at any big companies that students these days want to go to, whether it's Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, right? Any businesses, you have an app, you have tech infrastructure, automation at the back end. And when you are leading a company, you need to at least be tech intelligent, be able to have an intelligent conversation with your CTO and your developers. You may not code, right? So we are saying that this is a program that makes you a leader who understands technology, its application, its uses, so that you can work with your tech teams intelligently and bring the power of technology in any business that you lead in future.
All right. So point being rightly made that an individual is handicapped without technology these days, and technology is part and parcel of each and everything. So be it management, be it finance, now fintech has come into the picture. We can see bio is also now having some biotech as a part of it's a part of over there as well.
Yeah.
Rightly mentioned. Acha, how a student should take admission in Masters Union. If you can brief on the admission procedure, then we'll be moving ahead and talking a lot of tough questions that are being given to me by my students.
Yeah. So our admission process mirrors many of the international business schools. It's a 3-step process. Your step 1 is an online application where we ask you 2 essays and 1 video. The essay question is, what is your ambition in life and what have you done till date to achieve? And the second question is, what resources will you leverage at Masters Union, right? Through these essays, we are trying to understand who you are as an individual and what are your plans for your life, right? In addition to your basic details on your academic scores, extracurricular scores, and all of that comes without saying. And there is a video where we ask you to submit a business idea. Now, through that video, we are judging your creativity and we are judging your communication. That how, and if you have become a business leader,
and not business acumen. Sorry, I interrupted you in between.
Not the business acumen that much because you're still very young, right? Yeah. So we are not going to penalize you for saying that, hey, this business really will not monetize. I think these are still 17 and 18-year-olds. So what matters more is their confidence in creativity. And over time, the business acumen will get built at Masters Union, right?
Okay.
So that is what we're looking in the application. Once they get shortlisted to the second step, that's when they are invited to take an aptitude test. It's a 2-hour long aptitude test, which can be taken online from the comfort of your home. And it has 3 different parts: numerical ability, logical reasoning, data interpretation. Once you clear that, then we invite you for an in-person business simulation and interview, either in Delhi or in Mumbai or in Bangalore.
Can you please throw some light on this in-person business simulation part as well?
Sure. So in traditional sense, you can also call it a group discussion where we don't give you a current affair topic, but what we give you is a business situation. For example, let's say it's the year 2001 and Twin Towers in US have been attacked and you are the leadership of United Airlines, right? You as a group of 5 students have to come up with the plan of how you're going to revive your company from this crisis. And this is a group discussion that you have to do for 30 minutes. And we will just observe you in that discussion. How do you contribute with your ideas? How do you interact with other fellow students and all of that? And once that group discussion is done, we follow it up with a 30-minute interview with one of our senior leaders in Masters Union.
Okay, great. I think quite a different approach than all of the B schools today, the way they are actually doing the induction process for the student. Only one point I need to clarify over here. Are, do they have to specifically give Masters Union aptitude test for getting inside, or some other entrance test will also do?
They have to clear the Masters Union aptitude test.
All right.
If they get shortlisted. In your application, you can mention about any other test that you've taken that helps you with your application score, which in result will help you with your scholarship and a decision of admission. So any extra information is helpful to us, but you can't skip the Masters Union aptitude test, which is also very convenient to take because you just have to take it from home. It's not that you have to really go. And you can take it any time and any day. There is no fixed time or day as well.
Great. All right. So we have been hearing, and the buzzes around one huge thing that top CXOs are taking mentorship sessions directly. What do they exactly do over there? I mean, what kind of mentorship sessions are they taking inside your campus?
So they don't just take mentorship sessions, they actually teach courses, like full-fledged courses, Masters Union, right? So if you just Google Masters Union course roster, they can just, you can just look at the list of the 200 CXOs that we have and courses that they teach and the time when they teach, right? So if you have a course on digital marketing, somebody from Facebook will come and teach you digital marketing. If you are being taught product management, somebody from Microsoft will come and teach you product management. So those are the courses they take, and they take it throughout the semester. So they take it throughout the semester, and like if, for example, if they have a class on Monday and Wednesday, right? They will come on the campus, take that class, have office hours with the students, and it will, continue to go from there. And most of the CXOs are based out of Gurgaon, so they're very easily accessible as well.
All right. So, live case studies in the classrooms is something great thing. And, this is the age of startups, entrepreneurs. So, what all Masters Union is having in Kitty for those who wish to pursue business in future, who wish to become entrepreneurs, who wish to start their own startups?
This is the school to go to if you're thinking of startups and entrepreneurship, because in the curriculum is fully designed where you learn business by doing business, right? So when you are in the digital marketing course, we are actually asking you to run Insta campaigns. And in fact, your grade in the class is dependent on the campaign results, right? How many click-through rates, etc. you got. You run a stock market simulation within the class. So it's very, very hands-on. But specifically for entrepreneurship, we have a specialization called entrepreneurship, where you can take courses which focus on the 0 to 1 journey, how to build, how to iterate, how to build the first version of your product and test it with customers. Not only that, in your year 3, you have 4 months dedicated to building your startup, right? And there For the full 4 months, you're getting mentorship, grooming from the best of the industry leaders who are relevant to your startup. So if you're building a startup in fintech, then somebody from the fintech industry is coaching you and guiding you and mentoring you. Right. The fourth year in itself is it's a full year where you can either choose to do internship, but if you're running your own startup, you can continue to build on your startup in your fourth year. In fact, one of our alumni, their startup called Bull Spree, it was on Shark Tank episode, and
All right.
they ended up raising 75 lakhs from Aman Gupta and Piyush Bansal, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so the grooming is real, and it happens from the best of the best leaders here in Gurgaon, and the platform that they get is incredible.
All right. So we have been often hearing that, the curricula that you are exactly following is very, very challenging. And it is
Mhm.
not as similar as the B schools, which are actually the curriculum that is being followed by the B schools currently. So how is it different from the other B schools? And what challenges are you bringing in front of the students so that they become the future ready managers today?
Yeah. So it's very unlike other B schools. I would say it's very, very practical.
All right.
And I think business is the domain, and not just business, right? In medical schools, doctors learn by doing surgeries, right? You don't become a surgeon by just reading or knowing how a surgery is done.
Right.
You become a
Understood.
surgeon by doing a surgery
Doing a
and
surgery.
being with expert surgeons and seeing them how they are doing it. Similarly, here you learn business by running businesses. So there are different challenges. For example, one of our we call it outclass curriculum, which means that you do it outside the class in the real world, is local consulting challenge, where you actually tie up with a local business. It could be Starbucks, it could be Uber, but you are working to transform that business, right? A Starbucks store or an Uber driver's revenue, a mini problem, but you go into details of that to actually improve the market share or improve the revenues and grow that business. So that's one example. Second is we have something called Creator Challenge, where you try and become a YouTube influencer.
Okay.
Now, you would ask me, why is the management student trying to become an influencer?
Yeah,
The
certainly.
reason is that you learn a lot about digital marketing when you try and become an influencer yourself. You will learn how the YouTube algorithm works, what gets you more reach and more likes than, what kind of videos don't work so much.
Right.
And you're going to use that when you're actually working in a company and you're working with your marketing team to create content that actually works.
Great points being made over here in this episode of SuperGrads. Something which is very, very crucial, and every student is asking me this particular thing. Please ask this question. What are the expected placements if they are enrolling right now in the UG program of Masters Union at that point of time? So you may have envisaged something for the UG students. The expected placements for them would be
It'll be same as our PGP, right?
great.
Now and just so that everybody knows what our PGP placements are, it's average of 33 lakhs and the highest is 64 lakhs. Now the question could be, why do you expect a PGP student and a UG student to get the same placement? The reason is twofold. One, that PGP student had only 1 year, right, to get all those resources, grooming, etc. And his or her personality and the knowledge was formed because they were already a 25-year-old.
Understood.
Here you are a 17 or a 18-year-old, and you have 4 important years of your life where you are much more moldable. The kind
Yeah.
of skills that you learn, you can much easily catch on to that, right? That's one. Second, the industry doesn't discriminate when industry goes out to hire. They look at skills, they look at your overall value that you bring to the table. In fact, a lot of people who get placed at incredible salaries in our PGP are people who are freshers. They went to their UG program, they came to Masters Union for the PG, and in 1 year they got so much out of the program that they competed against people who had 3 years, 4 years of work experience, right? So the number of years that you have, I don't think that counts. The quality of education, the quality of experiences that you've had, I think that is more valuable, right?
And you
And if
rightly
you do,
mentioned also that fresher is more malleable than an experienced individual, so that would not be a challenge at all at any point
correct,
of time.
and industry doesn't discriminate. A lot of parents ask me कि postgraduate के बाद ज़्यादा salary मिलेगी. But I would say that I have worked in the corporate sector. I've worked for a management consulting firm. It's all about what value you bring to the table. I mean, fast track promotions are very common these days. You see people becoming CEOs in their 30s, right? Why is all of that happening? Because the industry has become very, very skill oriented that rather than number of years in degree or level oriented.
So we call this episode Seedhi Baat because of the next question. The next question is a very tough one. Why have you
Yeah.
kept fee amounting 47 lakh rupees? And
Mhm.
that is something which my students are seeing as a challenge. And
Mhm.
all the students are glued to the screens right away. Keep your ears open now because she's going to answer this. इतना
Yeah.
ज्यादा फी लेने के पीछे का उद्देश्य क्या है?
ठीक है, तो इसके दो रीजंस हैं.
Yeah.
एक, जब आप कहते हो कि हम एक्सपेंसिव हैं, आई थिंक यू आर कंपेयरिंग एप्पल्स एंड ऑरेंजेस, राइट? अगर आप हमें कंपेयर करो, आज की डेट में आप अगर हार्वर्ड जाते हो, वॉटन जाते हो, स्टैनफोर्ड जाते हो, तो आपका 4 साल का खर्चा इज इवन मोर देन 2 करोड़, राइट, इन दोज 4 years. So if you compare to that, we are 30 lakhs of our tuition fee is approximately 1/5 or 1/6 of that price, right? So from that perspective, we are not expensive, right? Now you may say that still for an Indian trying to study in India, it feels expensive. And
Okay,
to
just
those,
interrupting you in between. I mean, IIMs are also not charging 47 lakh rupees, Swati. So over there, somebody will perceive, ki, why should not I go into an IIM and pay a fee over there for an IPM program where he can study for 5 years? And 47 lakh rupees Masters Union is, so on that ground, if you can clarify, because, people have started comparing you with IIM Ahmedabad. So are you better than IIM Ahmedabad?
so IIM Ahmedabad doesn't have undergrad program,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
So as a 12th year student, I will not compare IIM Ahmedabad and Masters
Let's
Union.
say
Now
I'm Indore then.
I'm Indore, right? Are we better than I am Indore?
Yeah.
I think the placements are a proof. Most of the top companies that go to IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore or Calcutta do not go to IIM Indore. Why? Why are they not going and hiring for the 5 year program of IIM Indore? It's also an MBA, right? I mean, the child has done the UG and an MBA. No. Why are companies hiring going to somebody who has done only 2 years of Ahmedabad? I think the corporate industry understands what the different curriculums are. Even all the IIMs are not at the same level. Companies have started to differentiate and say that, hey, we'll only go to ABC. Why? Because they know that the faculty is differentiated. They know the curriculum is differentiated. Now, if you put Masters Union in the mix and you compare just the PGP program of Masters Union and Ahmedabad, the numbers speak for themselves. Our average placement package is much, much higher, right, than Ahmedabad. So I think you have to go into the data to say that, hey, it's true. Unfortunately or fortunately, it's true that a 3-year-old institution has been able to get those placements based on the quality education
Perhaps
they're
because you
doing.
have a vision of international B school, right? I think something.
Yes. Absolutely. So that's why I'm saying that we always compare ourselves with the best in the world and not with the best in the India. Now, coming to the previous question of the fees, and we do understand that it might be on a higher side for somebody who's from middle class in India. For that, I say that we have scholarships, right? Now, the fees that you see on the website is not what you're going to pay. In fact, out of the batch of 120, 80 spots are reserved for scholarship, which means that 80
I
people
will
out.
stop you over here. A big point being made on this particular episode that 80 seats out of the 120 seats are reserved for the scholarship kids. Am I right? I mean, what I comprehended?
For the scholarship kids, nahi Rahul, for scholarships,
For the
right? So
scholarships. Okay.
for the
All right.
scholarships, right? Which means that I'm saying that for 80 students, we are going to give scholarships. It doesn't matter what background they come from, it's all merit based, right? So 80 people are going to get it. So there is 65% chance that you're going to get it.
How much scholarship are you giving them?
So the range is between 20% to 100%, right?
100%
Now,
as well. All right.
100%. So if you are, let's say, an international level chess champion,
Hmm.
there is no way that you will not get a 100% scholarship. You
Okay.
will, because you've proven yourself,
Right.
right? If or you've played for India in under 19 cricket, you are going to get 100%
Believe
scholarship.
me, last year I was taking interviews and we had a lot of students who were in the under 19 for Commonwealth Games in SuperGrads.
Wow.
So
That's
we
great. So I
have that
would
category of students, definitely.
absolutely, please.
Okay, let's move ahead and let me ask you a question that is interconnected with the previous one. So, how is Masters Union better than all the other B schools in India, preferably IIMs and ISBs? So, if you can give three direct points to the students. Yes, we provide you this, which is not being provided by any other B school in the country. So, it will become very easy for them to understand you in a better way.
Sure. I think I'll give you exactly 3 points. Number one is faculty, right? We have more than 200 plus CXOs coming and teaching you, and you're learning from the people who have worked in the industry. Now, why is that relevant? I mean, digital marketing as a domain, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they came up in the last 15 years. So if somebody who was teaching you marketing hasn't been in the industry for the last 15 years, the information or the learning is not going to be that helpful, right? So that's why we get CXOs from Facebook, Microsoft, Razorpay, etc., to come and teach you, and we call them masters, and that's why we are called Masters
Masters
Union,
Union, yeah,
because you're bringing the masters of the field together
right.
in this campus. The point number two is hands-on curriculum. We truly believe that business cannot be taught by sitting in a classroom. It has to be taught by doing business, by running a business. And that's why the whole curriculum is designed in a way that every odd quarter you learn a skill, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's product management, entrepreneurship, whatever it is. And the even quarters, you are applying it in the real life, whether on your own startup or in combination with industry where you're working with a company as an intern and you're trying to solve problems there, right? You get a chance to pitch to real VCs, you get a chance to work with real companies, and your faculty is in fact working at those companies, right? So it's a full industry immersion in the heart of Gurgaon that you're getting. The third, I think, is the support and the mentorship that you get for placements if you want to sit for a job or a startup, the whole grooming that you get to be an entrepreneur. Now, that's again one reason why we've been able to achieve is also because you get a dedicated one-to-one support to get to the right companies, to do your mock interviews, to build your resumes, all of that. In addition, yes, if you want to build your startup, you again get CXO mentorship from our side. So the three answers for me are faculty, hands-on curriculum, and the placement support that you get.
All right. So, which degrees are you providing to the students after the UG program? And where do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
I'll answer the second one first. Business schools in the world, right? In fact, there was an article in Economic Times recently which said that Masters Union is India's hope to be in the top 10
All right.
business schools in the world, right? So we are very, very clear that that's our goal and ambition, and we will achieve it. Now, your first question on degree, any new college, when they start, they're not, they usually have to collaborate with a already existing, well-known university to provide degree. We have collaborated with Delhi University, right? So when you enroll in a program, the degree that you will get after 4 years is Bachelor of Management Studies from Delhi University.
University.
Now, this is very similar to what IIM Indore did with IGNU. They had collaborated with Indira Gandhi National University when they were new, and their UG program was very new and they were not allowed to give a degree, right? So in similar way, we have collaborated with Delhi University.
All right. So, some very interesting points being made. I remember one such point that, if you have to become surgeon, then you have to do the surgery. You just cannot grab the, theory part of it. And Masters Union is actually promoting the startup culture, the B school culture that the what we all saw in pictures recently. This is something new age era, and I think this is a definition of the business of the upcoming times. Thank you for coming over here on board, Swati. It was a fantastic interview. I think people are going to remember it for long. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rahul. And I hope that this kind of gave your students a bit of clarity on what Masters Union is all about.